apart from the Hylos and obviously the Hirara, so maybe the Gord can actually work from series number 1, where there's so much protection around the Brody that the Brody can just go for a Sky Piercer, like what was Eman was able to achieve. Was it?
Oh, right. No, yes, you're right. BTR by Vitality, you're right.
Yeah. And just take over the game from getting a few stacks, just be such a massive threat against Geekay Esports.
Well, let's see if all those conditions will get ticked out by Alpha7. Of course, for GK, with the pick of the meta in the Hirara in their hands. Let's see. You know what's crazy? I can't believe there was a time where we thought that Hirara would just not be able to work. And there was just something about her that was quite awkward.
Yeah.
Until the players started rolling up with it and showing us, nope, yeah, this is how we can make it work. And then suddenly here she is, now an inescapable part of our metagame.
Yeah. Also, players have decided to, because what they do before is that they reserve just one iframe and kind of waste the other. Right now, the players you see Kyrie, you see Niall, you see Zaur Egoist reserve 2 iframes so that they can actually outplay their opponents. Like the management of the spells now for the Hirara's players have improved so much. And they also paired up with a lot of big long-range bursts like Eudora, for example, which also allows the Hirara to be just a cleanup hero in a way. And that's the reason why teams have, players have now understood how Hirara can be played in the metagame.
And what's great about it is, despite her only having 2 skills and the multiple ways that you could chain them together, it makes for some beautiful gameplay when a Hirara really pops off. I'll start off with the Shark just to delay. Nats decided to go in with a flicker and the jump through the Uranus, and they're going to double down onto Quanok. They take down the mid lane. That's going to be the Mystic Gush by Cold World onto Shet and Aizen. They take out the Eudora. This forces back Senno a little bit, but GK are still in contention for this turtle.
Okay. Wow, he's out, but you see Shark is not ready. It's just a level 3 point, and they don't have the Gord ultimate soon. That means that Xeno, with a Bomba tag as well, an ode to the champ, able to get the turtle so easily. Quanok with the burst coming up from Alpha7. Like we said, when we're just talking about the face value of the draft coming out from both teams, Geekay Esports looks to be the one which is stronger in the metagame. However, Shen, that was a weird way to utilize this Hylos, not respecting the firepower of Alpha7.
Yeah, there's going to be a bit of a heat check onto the roamer of GK Alpha7. They can start roaming around together, seeing if they can start bubbling up some kills. Again, Ozia does not have the Sky Piercer just yet. Going to be waiting for that. That's the first main item for this Brody. Once that is locked in, they're good to go. Or most likely second. Let's see the priority here for Zia on this Brody, and when we'll start seeing Alpha7 start dishing out a hit squad of players that should get kills. Meanwhile, in the middle, and Shark gets spotted out. He still gets the knockup and the motivation roar off in time. He'll be able to get away, but Cold World with the Mystic Gush takes a lot, but he backs off.
Okay. That's a good skirmish that will, I believe, favor Geekay Esports, interestingly, because of how they are able to help Clint go for the double lane. Which means that there is a little bit of speed onto Yaga this time on the Clint compared to the Brody. Fortunately for Zia, it does have an assist, so that actually amounts to a lot when it comes to this gold lane to gold lane matchup. However, Geekay Esports, as well as Alpha7, I wonder when they will activate their gold laner. I feel like the third turtle might be a good way to gauge who is winning in terms of the gold lane matchup.
Alpha7. They're going to want to get this next turtle, build it through there. Although Nath is getting checked, as expected. The Esmeralda Uranus matchup. Shark and best player hold a very good spot in the bush. We're surprised, but you have to be honest at this point, and that's going to be a Mystic Gush onto Shen. Everything thrown into the high loss, and that's no more roamer for GK. They decide to go forward. Shark with a Minoan Fury plus Flicker forward will catch Sino. Bomba, the Hirara is really low, but the iframe uses two of them to stay alive. Gets to avoid the torn apart memory and all the other damage dished out by Alpha7, but with the Hirara forced back, Alpha will win this turtle.
And all of a sudden, Alpha7 have flipped the switch. They have activated their Brody, and that's very important for Alpha7. But I think the real reason why they won that is because of the way that they approach a team fight. They saw a high loss, and their thought process is, okay, let's commit the Mystic Gush and most of our resources just to take out this high loss so that we can eventually move properly around the game. And they were able to take the turtle fight because of that. Cold World with a 4th kill in this game, 5 minutes and 48 seconds in. This board is going to be a treat for Alpha7.
So much firepower on the side of Alpha7, and Shark will eat everything, getting tossed out by both the high loss and the Clint. Not enough damage yet in the department for the Cowboy, but they will have to hold as long as they could to make sure that they're not going to lose their tower. Naps already invading the purple side, forces out the Hirara single-handedly as Shen overcommits downside in the bottom. They make sure that they capitalize, and Xenobomba loses the purple. Conceal, entry, stun, the pickoff is perfect by Quanok and GK. They take down the Gord. That's a shutdown.
Oh, that was such a good shutdown as well. They not only eliminated a big threat on Alpha7, they also committed 4 of their heroes out there, which means that they will have so much gold when it comes to assists. And also, the way that they coordinated it was so good, actually. Cold World could not even react, not even a flicker attempted there by Cold World, as the operation went so smoothly for Geekay Esports in the middle. And they even forced got a turret down the bottom lane, which kind of means that they will equalize when it comes to the gold Geekay Esports have. They can back this game, and it's now free for all.
2 items now for best player 1. Divine Glaive just locked in for this Harley. Knock up from Shark, plus the poke, plus the burst combo. Shen, can he hold on? Yes, he will. Just enough from the Revitalize to keep himself alive. Nats decide to go forward with the Flicker. He's not going to be able to commit that kill onto the high loss, and now this Uranus might get punished. They're not coming on. Fury by Shark lands onto 4, saves Nas, and Alpha7 have been able to recover.
Oh, they will regen for a bit. Xeno has to... Oh no! Aizen actually will survive for not long enough, or long enough actually. Gets out of there, but the turtle has been compromised. Alpha7 takes it. Good usage of the deadly magic, and as well as the torn apart memory to make sure that Aizen will not be able to get into position back. He survives, but he's not able to contribute to the team fights anymore. And that's also true for how they poked Xeno out there. The Hirara being very, very low meant that he had to look for a way to regenerate, and unfortunately there wasn't enough time. Alpha7 at 8 minutes and 20 seconds claim a very important momentum swing. We were talking about how both teams will be looking to their gold laners in the 3rd turtle of the game, and Alpha7 are going to be the first one to use it.
They built up really well for it. They started seeing that Shen can be melted down real quickly. And anyone else, oh, that's gonna be Shen taking everything again, but he's gonna be able to bring down the Glorious Pathway, and that's a stun coming in from Quanok, right onto Cold World, perfect, but Zia is well protected by these tacky boys. The torn apart memory doesn't take down Quanok, but Nats does. 2 kills for Alpha, and no Sky Piercer just yet for Zia. He went towards the route of getting the Malefic Gun and the Heptasies first. He's just about to build Sky Piercer.
Sky Piercer, Xeno picked it up a little bit early in this game, but unfortunately not able to get any stacks at all. The Geekay Esports are... I don't know why best player 1 is dealing so much damage, even when they already have an Oracle for Aizen and there's the Radiant Armor, but it seems like they're not well equipped against the magic damage of Alpha7. You can even think that at this stage in the game, they should have prioritized your Radiant Armors. To be fair, Aizen needs the Oracle, but I feel like there is a world where you skip the Oracle and you go Radiant Armor so that you at least have ways to deal with the magic damage of Alpha 7, because right now, this First Lord, I don't think that Geekay Esports can actually last against the immense amount of damage that Best Player 1 as well as Cold World can output.
Add to that, there is a Skypiercer already locked in for the Brody. So if there's Harley and Gord in terms of the damage, and then throw a lot of physical and then instant kill damage once you reach a certain threshold to that. So either they take this and they risk all the aura and all the chances, or they just decide to back off as Aizen already eats the deadly magics. It's gonna be a quick return for the ultimate of the Harley. They're gonna have to go back and play the map a little bit, so this is gonna be a much longer dance as Best Player still has to go up to orange. They will come back down for purple. Meanwhile, GK, excuse me, sends Xeno to the opposite side of the map to clear up minions, forcing Best Player 1 to respond to that, dragging out the stance a little bit more. This stuff's a little bit more favorable for GK. They jump onto Cold World immediately. No respect from Alpha 7 for the surprise glorious pathway and engage. They get the combo off too onto Gord, so this makes it a little bit easier for them in the next dance.
Yeah, and how about that Revitalize to protect Aizen? Torn apart memory will not be able to finish him off. And now they have found the Brody! They have taken him down with a quick one! And now they have found more! The Falling Starborn onto the Harley. Harley goes down. In exchange for the Esmeralda, they have taken 2 cores down from Alpha 7. And Shen, as well as this Clint, they will be pushing in the middle. While the Hirara was taking the Lord, Nats tried to go for a kill of the Quanok, but Quanok has the last laugh. Nats has to back off. And a massive team fight win for Geekay Esports.
The Eudora comes in the clutch. Big time plays by Quanok. You can see it slowly building up. The stuns. The quick little stun as well from the high loss to initiate things. The glorious pathway finally coming into effect here, and a little mix of Alpha 7 not respecting the sudden burst, engagement, and distance that GK can cover. Now they find themselves defending a Lord push. They are losing a lot of room in the map. But in terms of the gold, they still have the damage and resources with them.
And this clearly is gonna be scary because not only does it hit hard against heroes, it also can push fast. Matt shows himself. Look at that, Shen. Glorious pathway to just zone out the members of Alpha 7, not even used for any team fight, just stands there staring at the members of Alpha 7, just claiming that territory.
It was like he was just shrugging at them. It's like, what now, boy? What you gonna do now with this glorious pathway, huh? Not gonna do anything. I still got my Revitalize. Pretty sure that's exactly what Shen's internal monologue sounded like. Don't quote me on that. That's just a theory. I'm just saying what it might actually sound like. Oh, Nats decided to go ahead and check Shen again with a glorious pathway. Splits Alpha 7 in half. Will they be able to help their Uranus in time? The answer is no. Perfect glorious pathways. Oh my god, what an entry by Zeno. Even the counter Minoan Fury for Alpha 7 couldn't lead into them getting more damage off. GK walk away with a big win.
Coordinated attack coming out from Geekay Esports, especially with how they were able to utilize this Eudora. And of course the glorious pathway. It seems like Alpha 7 are just like deer in the headlights whenever Geekay Esports initiates, because of how quick it was and how coordinated they were. It's like there's little to no reaction that you can do. Even Nats melts in front of the members of Geekay Esports. A lot of resources being forced out for Alpha 7. That's why Geekay Esports are able to push afterwards. Really, really good stuff that we're seeing from this team. And Alpha 7 really needs to just pick themselves up again, because 22 seconds from now, we are going to see the Lord spawn. And Alpha 7 needs to take care of Cold World, number 1. And number 2, they also have to allow Zia to just stack up and pop the torn apart memory that will be threatening for Geekay Esports.
They just have to sort out their priorities in the team fight, and you've laid it all down perfectly. It's like they have everything they need to win a big one. It's just GK has been dismantling them pretty easily. Even we just bring down a glorious pathway, and then things change. Like the whole picture of the team fight changed. Suddenly, it's easier for Quanok to just get a full combo off. Aizen to come in as well with a falling star moon, and then that opens up so much space for Yaga on that Clint to deal damage. Where does it start for Alpha7 in this lore dance?
Well, first of all, the bottom lane they have to take care of because the slow push from Geekay Esports is gonna be a problem for them. And second is the mid lane. We'll see.
Glorious pathway brought out. That might have been early, and maybe that was the play. Force it out as soon as they could so that they can find an opening, even just a little one. But as you pointed out, the minion waves in the side lanes do not favor Alpha7. If they lose this team fight, it could be bad. Nafs providing all the vision. They know how low the Lord is. GK will retract, will go back. Best player was still getting his orange buff. Holding left bush mid is Shark. Nice slow dance closer to Alpha7's tempo. Knockups, two on them, both on best player and Zia. They're not going to be able to capitalize on it. Shark goes through the Minoan Fury. Aizen and Shen have gone all the way to the back. Even Quanok went in with a flicker in the combo because Shark decided to initiate forward. Zia and Cold World were left open for GK.
Just gonna say it, Quanok on this Eudora is unreal. The angles that he's looking for and the way that he times it makes it so that he is uncontested. There was no damage dealt to Quanok, whereas Alpha7 are caught with their tail tucked in between their legs. They're trying to run away. Good deadly magic. Immortality gonna be popped. No revitalize or even a winter crown. Best player finally finds an opening up against Xeno. Very long time have they not been able to get a team fight win. And an important one of that as well, Geekay Esports losing their jungler in this push means that there's a lot of damage that has been lost from their part. So Alpha7 might feel a little bit more confident running towards the direction of Geekay Esports on this defense.
Bloodwing is built there for the Eudora. You're right, Quanok has been... We've seen sneaky Barris. This is a really sneaky Eudora, flickering and comboing out of nowhere right into the face of the core members of Alpha7. He is really good with it. He keeps tossing it towards Nath as well, poking this Uranus down. You usually think that Uranus doesn't care about that burst, but Quanok is making Nath scare. But all the damage he gets to toss out onto him. Shen brought down really low. They might be able to get something out of this. But you get ready to respond. Alpha7 toss out the Mystic Gush. They're not going to be able to get a good target out to anyone. Aizen with a falling star moon. And Quanok again gets a massive combo to bounce off, stopping Alpha7's momentum in that fight.
Glorious pathway into the falling star moon, into the good targeting coming out from Quanok. That allowed Geekay Esports to force an immortality and, of course, for some big ultimates out there, which means that they will be able to push the bottom lane because there's not much that Alpha7 can throw at them. But the top lane, that's the more important one. It's very low right now. Geekay Esports decides, okay, we are not required to finish this game off right now. Let's just take away, take away everything that we can get out of there. Fortunately for Alpha7, they maintain their top lane turret, which is the opposite lane of the upcoming Lord. So at the very least, that opposite side is not going to be the worst of their problems, but they are indeed on the back foot right now up against Geekay Esports.
Again, it's crazy to imagine that this isn't even built on a massive lead. It's just so far GK have been executing much better. Of course, with some great individual play. We've mentioned Quanok, but Aizen's falling star moons have been nothing to scoff at either. He finds the timing just enough to disturb Alpha7 in being comfortable when it comes to the team fights, so that their front line crumbles quickly to all the poke and sudden burst. And then, of course, we have to go back to Quanok again, who's just somehow finding the backline over and over. He's making this Eudora. I think out of all the Eudora performances, despite all the great ones you've seen through MSC, I'm finally starting to turn my opinions around this hero because of Quanok, and I can't believe I'm saying that.
Welcome to the world of the Eudora. And of course, Geekay Esports are slowly going for the lead this time, and they're actually zoning on the members of Alpha7. I think the prompt was there was the Harley up top, so they decided, okay, let's go for an immediate play.
Oh, the count from Quanok! Again! Flicker with the full combo with the Harley! Zia gets a shutdown, but Zeno Baba takes down Zia! Quanoff, you are a Eudora god among men. 3 members of Alpha7 are down, and GK only lost their Eudora. But it was the trade of all trades. The flicker forward by Yaga with the combo. They take down Cold World. Nats cannot hold on anymore against this onslaught. GK take game 1.
I wish there was a CCTV recording of my reaction because I blew my brains out